Mr. Cute, I have a question for you that's not on the sheet. It's not going to be a tough one, but I think it's one that it's primarily directed to you because you're running town meetings. And I see this in a lot of other towns. It's a big problem. Can you think of a way in which to get more participation in town meeting? Can you think of something that maybe could be done to get more people to attend? I know folks attend just for the issues that they want to vote on, but do you have any thoughts on that?
The question that you asked was asked to me last year. And I think that your attendance at a town meeting is going to be in direct proportion to how many hot button issues you've got in your warrant. As you well know, we've had in the last decade, we've had a couple of town meetings where we've had some hot button issues where just about every seat in Dayton Rehoboth Auditorium was full. And we've had other years that have been, for lack of a better word, that have been calmer years where we've been lucky if we maybe had 200, 250 people at town meeting. I don't know. I mean, other than going to their doorsteps and dragging them down to Horton Street, I don't know what the answer is, but I just think that it's important for people to realize that living in Rehoboth or living in just about any town in New England that has the town meeting system, I think it's important for people to realize that when they go to a town meeting, they've got more say over political decisions in their locality than probably most folks across the country. Because in most places, you've got a town council, a city council, those decisions are being made by representatives. And I think that probably if people were more cognizant of the fact of the power that they have as individuals in decision-making through the town meeting, it might encourage more folks to show up.
Thank you. I'm going to have a follow-up for Mrs. Schwall, sorry. In regards to the town building, what areas of the town building are deficient as far as the current infrastructure and the ability for you, not only for you to do your job, but other town employees to do their job?
Personally, I feel there's some health issues in the building. I know the tiles in the floor are asbestos tiles, and if there's a crack in the tile, they have to constantly wax that floor. And we do see several cracks in there, so you don't know what's coming up out of the floor. The paint on the exterior of the building is peeling off, and there seems to be a little black stuff on the walls. I even had to capture and release 2 snakes that came into my office. I mean, they were small snakes, but it's just not a real good working environment.
Is that overtime pay?
No, it's on the clock.
Hazard pay.
I just feel that if the office was more centrally located and all the offices, the building inspectors and everybody was in one office, I just think that would work so much better for the community. There's several times where people come in for a business certificate and they have to go back down to the building office to get the zoning officer and the fire department sign-offs on that before they can come back up and get the license in the town clerk's office, and that's just not efficient.
Thank you. Mr. Procopio, what's your opinion of considering 2 separate tax rates for the town for residential and commercial property? Would you be in favor of higher commercial tax rate versus residential, or vice versa, a lower commercial tax rate versus residential?
I think at this time, I'd have to say that I like having the one tax. I like having the